students. This is CH Padma, your English teacher, ZPH School Sisali, Kalamandal, West Godavari District, Andhra Pradesh. Students, have you ever gone to Goa, Coorg, Assam? They are worth visiting places. Today we are going to learn the lesson Baker from Goa and beautiful place Coorg. Before we enter into the module, let us have a look overview of the lesson. Overview of the module. Before you read, reading the text A Baker from Goa, thinking about the text, writing, reading the text Coorg, thinking about the text, and thinking about the long ways. Okay children, let us know about the learning objectives of the module. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to describe the people and places that come to your mind when you think of your country. Recognize some most visited tourist places. Identify the role played by the British, the Dutch, the French and the Portuguese in the history of our country. Explain the parts of India that grow tea and coffee. Describe the traditional bread selling during the author's childhood days. Okay children, let us move on to about the author. About the author. Lucio Rodriguez, 1916 to 73. He was a great Konkani essayist. He wrote several articles in English and Konkani, various periodicals and magazines. He served as a visiting professor of folklore at many universities. He was a professor of English in Mumbai and Goa. Okay children, let us move on to Before You Read. Before you read. Children, identify the popular tourist destinations. Let us name those destinations. Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar, Goa Beach and India Gate. Okay children, let us move on to activity 2 in Before You Read. Children, watch this map. Some parts of India which show the French and the Portuguese influence. Go to your class teacher and discuss about this. Okay children, let us move on to the summary of the module. The text of A Baker from Goa is about the bread bakers who are also sellers in Goa, as the Portuguese were very much fond of eating the loaves of bread. The author speaks at length about the fragrance of bread. Even though the eaters of those loaves vanished from this place at present, the elders in Goa nostalgic about it. The furnaces also exist there even now, indicates the presence of them. These bakers, known as padder in Goa, even today. The author supplies his reminiscences associated with them during his childhood. The sound of the traditional bamboo staff, jhang jhang, played by the bakers, woke up the author and others from sleep when they were kids. The baker used to come twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. What is the traditional sound that baker made every day? Option A, chak chak. Option B, jhang jhang. The right answer is jhang jhang. Very good children. Okay, let us move on to the Summary of the story. His one hand supported the basket on his head and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. The author used to run to him for bread bangles. The loaves are bread bangles. The loaves are delivered to the maid servants. The baker was very important for all occasions. Marriage gifts were meaningless without the sweetbread called bowl. Sandwiches, cakes, and bolinhas were made with the bread. Okay, children, shall we go to the glossary part? Children, is bread making still popular in Goa? Say yes or no. Okay, very good, children. Bread making is still popular in Goa. You are right. What is the baker called? Option A, maker. Option B, padder. Option B is the right answer. Very good, children. Let us move on to the summary. The baker or bread seller of the past had a peculiar dress. It was known as the kabai. It was a single long frock reaching down to the knees. Okay, children, let us know the meanings of difficult words from the above passage. Okay, children, in this part, comprehension check, match the following. List A, marriage gift, party or feast, daughter's engagement, for Christmas. List B words, cakes in bolinas, sweetbread called bowl, bread, sandwiches. Let us match the words list A to list B. Marriage gift, sweetbread called bowl, party or feast, bread, daughter's engagement, sandwiches, for Christmas, cakes and bolinhas. Okay, children, hope you are all enjoyed this activity. Let us move on to thinking about the text. Thinking about the text. Which of these statements are correct? The padder was an important person in the village in old times. True. This is the true statement. Padder still exists in Goan villages. Is it true or false? True. Very good. This is also true statement. The padders continue to wear a single piece long frock. True. Traditional bread baking is still a very profitable business. Very good. This is also a true statement. Very good, children. Let us move on to another activity, writing part. Children, in this activity, I will give you some clues. Here are your clues. The way bread was baked, the way the padder sold bread, what the padder wore, when the padder was paid, how the padder looked. Children, using these clues, you have to write one paragraph of Arthur's childhood days and show it to your class teacher. Okay, children? Let us move on to the writing activity. Children, in this writing activity, you have to do one thing. First of all, open your textbooks, page number 67. Here, I will give you two passages. This is first passage and this is second passage. You read these two passages carefully and what makes the two texts so different? Are the facts the same? Do both writers give you a picture of the baker? You have to write one paragraph and show it to your class teacher. Okay, children, all the best. Let us move on to the another activity. Children, in this writing activity, you have to do one thing. I want to show you a travel brochure about a place you have visited. Here are some topics on the brochure. With the help of these subheadings, you have to prepare one new brochure and show it to your class teacher. Okay, children, let us move on to group discussion activity. In this group discussion, here are some topics: pottery, batik work, dhuri, rug weaving, embroidery, carpentry, bamboo weaving, making jute products, and handlooms. Pick one of the crafts below. Make a group presentation to the class about the skills required and the possible reasons for the decline of the craft. Okay, children, let us move on to the summary Coorg. Reading test Coorg. Coorg lies between the coastal town of Mangalore and Mysore. It must have come from the kingdom of God. Strong men, beautiful women, and wild creatures live in it. Coorg or Kodagu is the smallest district of Karnataka. It has evergreen forest spices and coffee plantations. Many visitors come to it between September and March. The weather is fine then. The air is full of coffee flavor. The people of Coorg are of Greek or Arabic descent. The story goes that a part of Alexander's army settled here. Its return became impractical. These people married among the locals. This culture is seen in the martial traditions, marriage and religious rites. The Arab origin is seen in the long black coat worn by the Kodavos. It is known as kufiya. It is like the kufiya worn by the Arabs and the Kurdos. Kurgi homes have a tradition of hospitality and they are more than willing to recount numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Kurg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian Army and the first chief of the Indian Army, General Karyappa, was a Kurgi. Even now, Kodavas are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license. Okay, children, let us move on to the glossary part. Glossary: mainstream, tales of valor, most decorated. Let us know the meanings. Mainstream: a tradition which most people follow. Tales of valor: stories of courage and bravery, usually in war. Most decorated: having received the maximum number of awards for bravery in war. Okay, children, let me repeat. Mainstream, a tradition which most people follow. Tales of valor, stories of courage and bravery, usually in war. Most decorated, having received the maximum number of awards for bravery in war. Okay, children, let us move on to reading text. The river Kaveri obtains its water from Coorg's forests and hills. Mahashir, the largest freshwater fish, is found in these waters. Kingfishers, squirrels, and langurs are found near these waters. Birds, bees, and butterflies give one a good company here. Elephants enjoy being bathed here by their mahouts. Dear students, let me show you beautiful sceneries of Coorg areas. This one is sprouting season of coffee plantations. Then the next one is beautiful hill stations of Coorg. This one is Coorg people are working in coffee fields. Then the last but not least, awesome scenery of Coorg tourist places. The most laid-back individuals become converts to the life of high-energy adventures with rivering, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain biking. Numerous walking trails in this region are a favorite with trekkers. The Brahmagiri Hills give the climber a whole view of Coorg. A walk across the rope bridge leads to the 6-acre island of Nisargadhama. Buddhist monks from India's Tibetan settlement live in Bailkupa here. One can see them dressed in red, ochre, and yellow robes. Let us move on to glossary part. Rafting, canoeing, rappelling, trials. Let us know the meanings of these difficult words. Rafting. Traveling in a river in a raft. Canoeing. Traveling in a river in a canoe, a large narrow boat. Rappelling. Going down a cliff by sliding down a rope. Trials. Paths created by walking. Children, if we want to go to visit beautiful place Coorg, we have to read this fact file. How to reach Coorg visiting places by air, by rail and by road. Okay children, let us move on to the another activity. Thinking about it. Here are some phrases from the text. Match them with the same meaning. Tourist, normally, supported, carefully. Here are the same meanings. In usual conditions, avoiding harm, a person who is traveling, give assistance to. Let us match the following words. Tourist, a person who is traveling. Normally, usual conditions. Supported, give assistance to. Carefully, avoids harm. Okay children, let us move on to another activity, collocations. Here are some nouns. Discuss which of these can collocated with the adjectives given in the box. Now I read the nouns. Culture, marks, surprise, experience, weather, tradition. These are all nouns. Now I read adjectives. Unique, terrible, unforgettable, serious, ancient, wide, sudden, Buddhist, age-old. Let us see the answers. Culture, ancient culture. Monks, Buddhist monks. Surprise, sudden surprise. Experience, unforgettable experience. Weather, terrible weather. Tradition, age-old traditions. Okay, children? In this activity, You have to complete the following phrases from the text. For each phrase, can you find at least one other word that would fit into the blank? Let us see. Tales of, coastal, a piece of, evergreen, plantations, bridge, wild. Let us know the answers. Tales of Valor, coastal town, a piece of heaven, evergreen rainforests, coffee plantation, row bridge, wild elephant. Okay, children. Hope you are all enjoyed this session. Take care.